Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Welcome, Beema's Crafty Corner. I am Beema, better known as Els, and we are working on a little golden book. It's a Winnie the Pooh theme one. And if you would like to pick out what the next journal that I do is going to be, all you have to do is join my Facebook group. There's a link in the description box below. And I put in there every time I'm going to do a new journal. I put in there what I'm, prepared to do, what I have prepped and ready to go. And my group gets to decide what we're going to be doing. So this is a little golden book. This is Pooh and the Dragon. It's one of the more popular ones. And I say that because there's a lot of them. And if you want to know how to do all of this, let's see if I have the link. Probably not, but let me look it up real quick. It only takes a second, and I'll find it, and we will let me go to my studio. I'm going to go to my channel. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to grab the link for this. Let me grab the playlists. Get down. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to pull this one and I'll go ahead and grab the thing here. Put this in for you. So that is the link to the playlist on how to disassemble and reassemble a little golden book to make a journal out of it. So the way that I do it. Other people do it differently, but that is the way that I do it. We have all kinds of good stuff. We have paper. I was cutting, I have a border punch, and I was cutting that border punch to make some little leaves for some ephemera. And I said, those are really cute. Like the leftover piece is really cute. So I cut those out. And we have, there's the little pieces. And then we have a whole bunch of other stuff. We have all kinds of ephemera. We have some stickers for this one. We have some dip dyed cards we're using. And some little bits and pieces. Were stickers. I found these. And they're the right color. They're for a birthday, but they're the right color. So I thought maybe, we could use some of the dots and some of the strips and, fill in some stuff. Hey, Steffi G, what's up? So let's go ahead and bring this over. Now, in the playlist, it'll tell you how to get the staples out, how to reinforce your spine so that you then give yourself a wider spine, because you don't want that little thin one that comes with the little golden book. You want something that's got, some room to work. And then it tells you how to keep your pages in order. And here's the thing, no matter what you do, if you keep them in order, no matter how many pages you add, they're always going to be in order, so your story will be intact. So today I'm going to get these ready to go into the journal. And to do that, I'm going to glue these down. So we'll start with that, and then we're going to add some pages in here. Because, we want pages that we can decorate. And if we're keeping the story intact, we don't necessarily get to decorate these pages. So And I think this one is going to go back because I don't want to lose Pooh's face. And if we put it back, then we won't lose his face. About to lose your mind. I hate when I lose my mind. It's such a sad thing. This one, we'll put it forward. I don't think it's, yeah, this one can go forward. This is actually, so there's a company called Sugar Bells that makes these, they're cake decorating bottles. And I could not find one, but I went to Michael's and they have their own brand makers or something like that. And they sell them. I'm sure you can get them at Hobby Lobby too. I just don't know that Hobby Lobby carries an off-brand. I think they probably just carry the Sugar Bell one. But yeah. All right, this one's going to go backwards. But Janie, so they're cake decorators, yeah. You might be able to find them at Walmart. I don't know. Let me see. Let's take a look. I think you can get them on Amazon too. Let's try Amazon first. Cake decorating bottles. Yeah, you can get Sweet Sugar Bell ones. They're $15 for 2 bottles. Then there's one over here. I don't know what this one is, but it actually has measurements on the front of it. And this one, you get 4 pieces for $14. Let me pull this one. I'll give you the link to this one if I can. Because, you know, sometimes. Nope, too big. It's too long. Holy crap-a-noli. Yeah, the Amazon link is way too long. No. That's okay. We'll do this. Is here. Hi, Christine. So that's the link for Amazon if you want to grab that. Okay. And we lose his face. Oh, we're going to go this way. this one. It's going to go this way. All right, so now I have 2 signatures. And I can add paper in as I want. So I have already some pieces that I printed front and back. And so we can add these into here. And then we'll add some other pages in as well. So let me grab some other paper. What do we think are good colors here? I think gray is too dark. Let's do green. And like a brighter green. I don't really want to do red per se because red's going to be very dark. So I have some like a light, it's like a dark pink, lighter red color. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably going to get some and put them in the shop, you know. All right. And then I want to cut these down so that they're going to fit in my little golden book. So right about there. So I'm just going to trim them right below that line. Grab my paper trimmer real quick. So I'm going to be on the road starting on the 25th, which is next Monday. And I'm not exactly sure where we're going. Originally, we were going to be going to California. But my granddaughter was going to be going with a group of friends. And the problem is that None of her friends have, none of them are over 21. And none of them has a credit card. And I don't know them. And I trust my granddaughter, but I don't know her friends. And because I don't know her friends, I'm not paying for an Airbnb on my credit card. Plus, I'd have to justify that at the end of the year because, you know. Now, I'm going to trim this so that there's no major creep. And I trust my granddaughter implicitly. Like, she has never given me any reason not to trust her. Her judgment on some things has been a little off, but she's never been malicious. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with her, but I don't know her friends. Like, I used to know all her friends, but now that, you know, she's almost 18, I don't really know her friends. Her friends are all old, you know, and so I don't. All right, so this part's kind of redundant, putting an A and a B on them, because obviously that's the front one, but, and then we just want to kind of dry fit these in and see what kind of room we're looking at. So we're okay. We got some space. But because I don't know her friends personally, I'm just not comfortable being responsible for them. So, yeah. All right. So, she and I are going to take a trip by ourselves. I'm going to use this one and put it right here. And I think before that, I think I'm going to put a pocket right here. Now, we do have two other Winnie the Pooh books that I found that we can use to cut for pockets and things and ephemera and whatnot. So I am going to take this one in half. And I just want to make sure that what's on the other side is not something that I want to use. And I'm going to go like right there. All right, it's the bottom of Pooh, but I'm not real worried about it because I want this more than I want that. Okay. Ah! My paper towels are trying to assault me. So we're going to take this and we need to have this be about 2 3/4 inches in order for it to be there, and then 5 3/4 inches this way. So we're just going to take a little bit right there off of that. And then I'll use a piece of paper for the background. All right, so let's get that put down. And I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the back of this. So, because none of her friends are over 21, And even the cousin who's supposed to be joining them in California is not over 21. Now her cousins are, but her friend's cousin isn't. And her cousin is not joining her because she lives in California. Why would she want to go on a trip there? Because, and we decided we were using our vintage walnut photo on this, I believe. I didn't put the list up, you know? So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit this real quick. So their trip kind of got like delayed, and she saved up to go, and she's ready to go, and she was kind of, you know, thrilled to be getting out of the city. And so I told her, you know, since I'd already basically set the time aside, I told her that if she wanted to, she could get in the car with me and she could point in a direction and off we'd go. And so I don't know exactly where we're going, but we're going. All right. 6x3. But I like doing that with her. She's fun to do that with. We're going to go just a hair under 6 because we don't want to interfere. So let's take a look. Oh, a little bit less, which means we may cut the picture down. Yep, we're going to cut the picture down. So we're going to take a little bit off this side. We took a little off the other, so we'll take a little off this side, and we'll see where we're at. Yep, that'll work. Okay. So let's ink this. So we're leaving on Monday. And I'm hoping to be back like Friday or Saturday. Like I said, I'm not real sure where we're going. It's going to be one of Bima's famous "let's just go" trips. Which is to say, we're just going to get in the car and she's going to point in a direction. We're going to head that way. And then, you know, when we come to a crossroad, she'll point and we'll go. Hopefully she won't make a lot of rights or a lot of lefts and we won't end up going in a circle. And then about 3 days out, we'll turn around and come back. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of glue here because we want to make sure that that stays down. And I do like it. It's a good color match. Okay. Now let's put our pocket in. And we are using this pocket to cover up the writing. So let's get it in there straight. Yeah, if that's where she points to, that's where we'll go. I told her, I said, you know, we could go up to Utah and go into like Salt Lake City. We could go to Colorado. We can go to Oklahoma or Kansas or Texas. 3 days out, the way I drive could get us for great, you know, a good distance away. So so we could get some places, you know. So I found these, and they're kind of cool. I just have to figure out if I can put this on here where it would go, you know. It can be used as a tab, But I found these, and this is what I cut the little leaves out for, was to put them on here, and that's how I ended up with these, which I think are adorable. And you know, I can use them for like pocket toppers and things. So I thought those were cute, so I grabbed them. What the hell? What, you know, do it. I cut them out. I might as well use them. Okay. That, we got this. Oh, that's got tape in the back, so we're good with that. Okay. So we got this, and we will put some kind of a journaling card or something in here. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll do it. Oh, we do have some. They're walking, so should we put the map of the 100-acre woods in there? No. I think it should be something a little brighter. Boop, you know, like it should pop. All right, so then we have this one. We don't really want to do anything here because this is the story. And then this is like a writing page. So really don't want to do a whole lot here either. Maybe, you know, something small, washi tape, that kind of thing. But we don't really want to mess with the story. So it'll be, this will be her second trip. The first one, though, she really kind of planned where she wanted to go. And if you remember, we went to Oklahoma City because she wanted to see the Oklahoma bombing site. And so we went there, and so she got to see that. I think we should put a tree here, you know, like the honey tree. Put a tree in here. Let's pick a tree. That might be too big. I mean, a tree is one thing, but oh my God. Okay. That's too big. Too big for that page. All right. So we'll put it away and think about it for later. I can cut a smaller tree. Okay, so here we have, we just saw a neat dragonfly by the stream. So we could add a dragonfly somewhere. That would be cool. You know, we can put a dragonfly on one of these pages, probably this one. Let me see if I have one handy. Ugh. I gotta put these away. Hold on. I had a bunch of stuff out. Let's see. Dragonflies. I need a dragonfly. I need a dragonfly. Lots of butterflies, not a lot of dragonflies. And I personally prefer dragonflies, to be honest. I actually have a dragonfly tattooed on my ankle. There's a dragonfly right there. Now this one is full sheet, so I have to cut this out. So let me grab my fussy cut scissors, because it's a fussy cut kind of thing. And let's cut around here. And there. And there. And there and there and there. And we'll go there. I'm just roughing this out. And then I'll actually do some better trimming on it later, before we put it in the book. Eek, eek, eek. There, okay. We'll fussy cut that. Get it in to the book. But, you know, I've given her a couple of options of where we can get to in the amount of time that we have. And all right, I just dropped him on the floor. Now I gotta find him. There he is. Hey guys. All right, so now we're gonna try and get the back off this thing. There we go. Yeah, let me grab Boney real quick because that'll help. Press it on and blend it in. There we go. So, and to be honest, it's kind of the way I travel. Point, we'll go, you know. I've always kind of been that way. My granddaughter inherited my gypsy soul. That's pretty much the way it is. I am literally a gypsy. I like having a home base, but I really prefer to be traveling. I suppose that would be my grandfather's doing. My grandfather was an Irish traveler who, you know, he got out of the life. His mother didn't. We used to see her when she would be in town. But he got out of the life. He wasn't really into it. And he settled down. He met my grandmother and fell in love and settled down. And he married outside of the culture, which is like a big, huge no. And I kind of got the whole need to roam thing from him. And I kind of passed it on to my granddaughter. She's a traveler. She loves to go. Let's see. I'm trying to see if we can find like the perfect thing for that front piece and for this. Ooh, we might put that one there. I like that there. Okay, let me cut this at the top though, because I don't really like that. There we go. Let's put this one here. Let's ink and see what it looks like. So, you know. But kids change. I mean, like right now she's antsy and she wants to go and you know, she wants to start a life and I don't blame her. You know, she's almost 18 years old. She's really never given her mom a reason to, you know, worry. She's always been a fairly good kid. I mean, she's, she's a teenager. She's giving her mom some anxious moments, but we've had some education issues. Mostly she doesn't go to school. But now that she's almost 18, she has come to a point in her life where she has decided she needs an education. So she's going back to adult school. Hey, the library card fits in there. We're going to do that. Put the library card in there. I'm going to do some very small roundings at the tops here, just to, soften it a little bit. And then we'll hit it with some ink. And in it goes. Perfect. Now we do have this one, and I thought it would be cute over here. So let's ink it and see, because I may have to back it. Hi, Michelle. What you up to, babe? I have to tell you guys, my hubby and I spent 85% of the last 2 days playing Wizard on our days off. We played on Sunday, we played on Monday, then we played last night. All right, I'm going to add some paper to this, just regular paper. I'm going to double it because it's a little thin, and I don't really want to put cardstock under it, so we're just going to put an extra piece of paper, and that should be enough to make it just thick enough to, not have to worry about it falling apart. So we'll get this pretty close to the edge here so we don't have much to trim. The hell? I just ate breakfast. What? Hold on, guys. I'm going to check my sugar. It's either off the charts or it's low, and it shouldn't be because I just had fruit. So off the charts might be my answer. Ow! But I'm a little weird. Okay. All right, my sugar's too high. Michelle's son asked her to decorate a guitar bass for him, and she, I don't know, good, bad, or ugly, said, "Sure, son." And then her son's friend was like, "Hey, would you do mine?" And she's like, "Okay." Now apparently she's the local guitar artisan. Okay. So I took a pill, so we should be okay. Let's go ahead and get this cut out. I don't trust myself with scissors right now. This one. Apparently, I can't even trust myself with a trimmer. Good Lord. Okay, that's better. It's not overly thick, but it is thicker. Okay. Okay. And now we need I'm gonna put this one up there. Not for any particular purpose, just because I want to. Let it flow, let it flow. I have to remind myself of that all the time. Oh, you bought one. Cool. All right, now we need something to put in the pocket. This could be a good place for a postcard. Let's see. What? Is that horrible one that we don't like that one. That's the balloon one. We don't like it. Okay. Yeah, we're going to put a postcard in there. And this one we are going to back. Yeah. So, back this. I'm going to back it on a piece of parchment, because that's what I have handy, and that's big enough. Okay. I many years ago, I used to play guitar, and I haven't played in probably about 20 years. And I can't anymore because I've had surgery here in my hand, and this finger no longer works independently of this finger. And so it's really hard to try and chord when you can't, when your fingers don't work independent. It's also why I stopped playing keyboards. I taught myself to play that. When I was a kid, we had a piano in the house. It was an old player piano, but you could still play it. And so when I was bored, I would sit there and teach myself how to play it. And I'm sure that I sucked at it, but I could play. I could play chords, and that was all that really mattered because, you know, I grew up kind of in the 80s, and all 80s music are the same 4 chords. So if you could play those chords, you could play 80s music. But yeah, I had an accident, and I tore all the tendons in my hand here. And when they put the tendons back together, the thumb and the index finger now work together, not independent like this. When I try to bend this one, that one goes, and it's just, yeah. So I don't play anymore. I haven't played in years. My mom now, whew, my mom could play a 12-string lead in her sleep. She learned to play when she was very young. And of course, my mom grew up, you know, in the Hendrix era. And I still don't know what I want to put in here. But oh, you're going to do the priming first? Cool. Let me grab this real quick. Copy. So if you want to do a little golden book, because I'm not going like into detail here on how to build a little golden book, we're just making one. But if you want to know how to do this, you know, the cover and the signatures, there's a Learn How Little Golden Book playlist. And it's multiple books. You'll see this one in there as well. It's multiple books. It's like 5 or 6 books that we go through because we did it in stages. But you can go over there and you can check that out, and it'll tell you how I do this. It's not how everybody does it. There are people out there that just don't give a shit. They're just like, nobody wants the story. They just want the little golden book. Blech, and they put it all together. And they just willy-nilly put it together. But I like the story. You know, I like to preserve the story for the book. So in there, it teaches you how to go through and how to build, you know, how to put the papers together in the right way, and to make it all fit. All right. So now, let's see. I think we're going to put this here. So I'm going to ink it. Now, my son plays. One of my boys, my foster son, the one that I raised from the time he was about 7 till he was 18, he surprised me, and I'll tell you why. Because my mom lived with me for quite a while before she passed away, and I got out the thin ones. These are the really thin ones. But she lived with me before she passed away, and my son, my older son, he was out one day and somebody was having a yard sale, and he found a guitar, and he brought it home, and he was messing with it, and it sounded horrible. It hadn't been tuned ever. and it sounded like somebody had been playing with the pins, and had just arbitrarily untightened them, and it was bad. And my mom couldn't take it anymore. She's like, "Bring me that damn guitar." And he brought the guitar down to her, and she spent about 5 minutes tuning it by ear. Um, and he was like, "Wow, you can play?" And she was like, "Yeah, been playing since before your mother was born." And my son was kind of impressed with that. He's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And so my mom started to teach him. Well, my other son came down the hall, my foster son came down the hall, and he said, "I want to learn." And my mom said, "Okay." And so she was like trying to explain it to both of them, and she just like, and he went, "Oh, let me see." And he took the guitar from her, my foster son, and he played back to her exactly what she played. And she said, "Wait a minute." So she put on the TV, and she put on, like, a commercial came on, they played the jingle, and she went, "Play that." And he sat down and he played it. He can play by ear. If he hears it once, he can play it. And he helped to teach Tyler to play. And they started a band at like 15. Now, Tyler still writes music, but it's not, he's got a kid. He's getting married for the second time. This will be his second wife. And because, as most of you know, his marriage to Lily's mom didn't work. And but they still play. And if you go back to some of my videos, the intro music is actually my boys. You'll see it in the description where it actually, and like, I was like, you don't mind if I use this on YouTube and I'll pay for it? And he was like, "Mom, you don't have to pay for it." I was like, "No, I'm going to forget pay for it because you're a professional musician and people should pay you for your work." Now he does mostly studio stuff now, and he spends a lot of time producing music. He's a professional music producer, and he does some studio work. But yeah, he was just amazing. Very cool. I think that's cool. She just likes to paint them. So yeah, both of my older boys play. Now Mikey, not so much, but he's not that. He's technical. He's my technical child. Um, I gotta do something on here. I don't know. You could put Christopher Robbins on there. Let's put Christopher Robbins on it. So Harry's getting a new Cataminium. He wants he needs more space. Because he likes to be outside, like, for long periods of time. And the little tiny Cataminium that he has right now is not good. So we're gonna make him a new Cataminium, or as they call them on the internet, a catio. And I got to tell you, if you buy those kits, they're expensive. Now, there's a couple of places on Etsy where you can buy plans for them, but like, really, how hard is it? It's 3 feet by 3 feet by 6 feet. Put in some, it's stupid easy. I am sweating my ass off right now. I'll move my fan. Hold on. Move us. Put the fan over here so it can blow on me. Oh, that's better. See, my thing is this. Like, I don't want to let Harry out because the last time that we did that, somebody decided that they needed Harry more than I did. And they kept him for almost 2 weeks before I guess they just couldn't put up with him anymore and they let him out. And he came home. But the thing was, he was like 4 or 5 pounds lighter, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're a cat and your average weight is like 15 to 17 pounds, 3 or 4 pounds is a lot, even 5 pounds is ridiculous. He came home, he was all skin and bones. Like, you could see where he had lost weight. And that was probably because he didn't eat, because he's very picky about his food. Yeah, it's a quarter of his body mass, and so at that point they were probably like, okay, we gotta let this cat go before it dies. I don't want to be responsible for it. And so, they booted him out, which is yay, because he came home, I need a thing for that. Let me grab the box. And that's Winnie the Pooh, and that's a balloon. So we're going to do this red, I think, just to keep the color, because that's red. So I think we're going to put a red one in there. Yeah. Yeah, see? It's Winnie the Pooh on the balloon. He's holding onto the balloon, and the balloon is red. There we go. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Let's put some ink on this. Okay. Now that's down low enough that it doesn't interfere over here or anything, so we're good with it. Probably. They're probably like, shut that damn cat up. Because see, here's his red balloon too. And then this one has him on the red balloon. Now, I do want to put a paper clip in here, and I just don't know which one of these. The smallest things take the most room in our hearts. I think we'll turn this one into a paper clip. Easy enough to do. We just get one of our bases, glue it onto the back. Let's see. Oh, I can't. Shit. This is a sticker. Yeah, this is. Oh, we're just going to glue this one on then for now. Okay. And it's red. It's going with the theme, so we're good. And even when we take this out, we still have plenty of real estate for writing, plus the back of the card. I think we're okay there. Okay. Again, I don't want to do anything to mess with the pages themselves because I want the story to be here. The most I'll do is put tabs on these so you know like where the story pages are. All right, and then this page is part of the Winnie the Pooh thing, but it's just, you know, it's nothing. It doesn't have anything on it. It's got some lines at the top for writing. Put a pocket at the bottom, because these are the pages that we have to concentrate on our pockets. Well, you know, if I didn't go look for him, then he would, you know, think that, you know, he could abuse me when he got home. Okay. We have this little roll of washi tape that's just little stickers, little stamps like. I think we're just going to put them like randomly on these pages. This is Daiso. It's just a cute little Easter egg kind of thing we'll put in there. All right, now we could do something small up in here if we wanted to, like a tuck or something. So let's do that. Let's do a little tuck. This maybe a little too big, but I think it's okay. Nah. Okay. So let's do this page. Let's work on it. I mailed all the books to Rose's granddaughter because she likes sitting and having her mom and grandma read to her. So I sent all the books instead of asking journals instead of making journals. All right, let's see. I love Eeyore. So he's going here. And we're still working to see if we can put something up here like a tuck. We could put that there, glue it there, 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 and there, and make that a tuck. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and ink this. And then we're going to glue here, across the top, and down here. Boom, 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 boom. There. And tuck it in a card. And then I want to do something up here. No, it's too much. That's too much. Too much. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right. Do 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 do. So again, this is that adhesive fabric. Those are the days. Okay. That. I gotta get this off of here. So totally not straight. But the truth is the page is not straight, so. That's better. There we go. Do, 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 do. So, what'd you guys do over the weekend? Over my weekend. Beginning of the week. What did you guys do? Nope. Nope. Like I put that on there, but I'm not real happy with it. And I can't get it off. Okay. So, let me get a paper towel. I just want to tone it down a little bit, you know? It's too white. There we go. That's better. And I use the paper towel because I don't want to put the dauber down on it and have like that red, that round splotch. So if you put your paper towel down and then go onto your paper towel and then onto your sticker, you'll avoid that splotch. And then let it dry before you touch it because these inks take forever to dry. You had a yard sale and you didn't invite me? I bet you there was some crafty stuff. It was chaos. You've been putting stuff together for that for a while, though. If memory serves me right. Does anybody know what I did with my big damn scissors? Ah. You buried them. That's what you did. Brain damaged. Okay. Oh. All right. Now we have the 100-acre woods. What are we going to do? I don't know. And which one of your children are you not talking to because of this? It's always our kids, isn't it? Tuck? Let's do a tuck. Of course they did. Yeah. I put the glue on the wrong side. Hold on. Because I'm brain damaged, that's why. A day without a friend is like a day is like caught without a single drop of honey. Oh my God. You want me to come slap some people around? Uh-oh. Take that out of there, would you? Jake? Hold on, I gotta go get his piece of apple. It fell in the wrong place. Hold on, baby. Mommy will find it. Here it is. Right here. Right here. It's right there. There you go. There you go. I tossed him a piece of apple and it landed on a plastic bag and he won't go near it because he's afraid of plastic. He doesn't like the sound. Well, you know, purging is good. Getting stuff out is good for you. Okay. So we said we were going to do this as a bookmark. So this one, I'm going to round the corners on it. I'm going to go grab a sheet of cold laminate. Hold on. Hey, don't worry, I'll get that.
I thought you were going up.
I'm going my left.
Oh.
You need 2 trucks. Let's be honest. Everybody saying hi to you.
Morning, everyone.
All right. So I'm going to cut a piece of laminate because I don't want to use the whole thing. And this is cold laminate, so. Let me get this out of the way real quick. So, did everybody enjoy Monday's video where I play with glitter? I know it's terrifying, huh? All right, now, like that. Let me grab this. Just pushing the air out. We don't want air bubbles. Air bubbles will cause loss of adhesion. All right. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to get my paper trimmer. I'm going to trim this. Just about as close as I dare go without it, taking off too much. A little bit more. A little straighter anyway. Yeah, a little bit straighter. Then let's take off the bottom. Right about there. Get rid of that. Now, around the corners. Because if you don't round the corners on this, it's going to be pokey. And then we'll pop a hole. Pop a hole. 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 Right there. And get busy, woman. A woman never stops. All right. Yes, okay. That in there. Okay, and put that on there. All right, now we have our bookmark that we can add to our book when we find a spot for it. Okay, so now we have this part. All right, so we're still trying to figure out what we're going to do for this pocket. We have our story intact. Writing page, library card, a little postcard, more writing space, flip to page. We get a tag, writing space, another page of the book. Then we have another page with a little tuck. And then another writing page. And we have another page here. Not, I mean, you can write on this, not so much, but you do have a tuck there. You have some cute little decor. And this is where we're at. So we're almost halfway through the first signature. And I think we're doing good as far as like space. It's not too much. Okay. We're just going to put this in here for now. It's not going to stay there. I'm just putting it in there to keep track of it. All right. I kind of like this one. It's cute. Okay. What, pray tell, do I want to do on this page? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Let's do a flip. We'll do a flip. We're going to do it tomorrow. Okay. So, I'm going to call it quits for today. I'm not really going to pick this up per se. I'm just going to kind of pile it because we're going to be working on this tomorrow morning, and I don't have any videos or anything to record tonight, so. So what's the sense picking it up? I mean, other than, you know, carry. Put this up here. This out. All right, so today is the 20th. So I had the Glitter and Stuffs video on Monday. Tomorrow we'll have art therapy. I don't know what we're doing for art therapy, but we're going to have art therapy. We're going to craft with me. Again, I don't know what we're doing. We have mixed media on Friday and then on Saturday. And then Sunday, we're going to be having our game. Monday is a fussy cut scrapbook paper pocket thing. And then for our Projects of 25 challenge, the challenge this month is chalk. Any kind of chalk. It could be chalk paint, carpenter's chalk, school chalk, kids chalk, chalk, artist chalk, whatever, gypsum board, I don't care. Whatever kind of chalk you want, and or cupcake papers, those little liner papers that go on cupcakes. That is your challenge for the month. And I will be on the road next week, at least the 25th through the 29th. Possibly the 30th. So we will not have art therapy. Maybe have craft with me. Probably not. Who knows? But we do have a bonus video next week. It's Book Page Pocket. And then we're moving into September. And September, we've got all kinds of stuff. Just wow. All kinds of stuff. We got a floating belly band. We've got some bookmarks. We've got some ephemera pieces. We've got pen holders. We got all kinds of things coming up. And so it's going to be a big one. I'm expecting that since I'm going to be taking next week off on this one, we're probably going to be working on this one through September. But it's only 2 signatures, and they're not very big. And Little Golden Books aren't really that big to begin with. You know, they're not meant to be overly bulky. So this one's not going to be that big. What else? Let's see. Oh, my icky stickies. I saw you trying to hide. That is B. These are all of our goodies. But we got a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to be doing for this journal for the next probably 3 weeks because I'm taking that week off. And I will be back in time for our game on the 31st. What else? I think that's it. But if you want to see me play with, stripper herpes, or crafter herpes, whatever you want to call them, you can go ahead and check out Monday's video. It's pretty cool. If you'd like to make a little golden book and you're like, I don't know how to tear it apart, I don't know how to get the cover started, all of that type of stuff, I have a link for you. That goes to a playlist, and it is the Learn How Little Golden Book playlist. And you'll see multiple different books in there because I used several books during the making of that, just because they were all at different stages of, like, I had to have one to show you what we were going to be doing. You know what I mean? So they were all at different stages. So you'll be able to find those there. And I think that's it. So if you're new and I haven't offended you, hit the button. I will eventually. And you want to be here for it. Also, don't forget, if you would like to, help support the channel, buy some digitals, get some free digitals, maybe become part of the tribe over on Facebook. Maybe you just want to know what I've got coming up as far as videos, free classes, tutorials, all that kind of stuff. You can find all that information by going down to the description box and clicking on more. It's going to give you a bunch of links, takes you to everything that's going on in my digital world. So until I see you again, stay hydrated, stay cool, and stay well, my friends. I love you guys. Bye-bye.